Xiaomi stock jumped more than 9% in one session, not because of a new phone, but because of an SUV brand nobody had heard of 48 hours earlier. Xiaomi stock jumped more than 9% in a single trading session, not because of a new phone, not because of a chip breakthrough, but because the company officially announced a brand new sub-brand called SkyNomad, targeting the extended-range SUV segment. That's the kind of market reaction that tells you investors aren't just excited. They're recalibrating their entire thesis on what Xiaomi is. Here's the setup. SkyNomad is not a single car. It's a dedicated sub-brand, structured the way Huawei structured Wenjie, and the way Li Auto positioned itself as the family road trip machine of China. The pitch is big cabin space, long-haul comfort, and extended-range powertrains, meaning you get a petrol generator on board to top up the battery, so range anxiety essentially disappears on a 1,000-kilometer weekend drive to the mountains. I think the 9% stock move is the real headline here. Markets don't do that for a logo reveal. They do that when they believe a company is about to enter a high-margin segment it has a credible shot at winning. And the family EREV SUV space in China right now is printing money for whoever holds it. So why extended range and not pure electric? I'd argue this is the smartest strategic choice Xiaomi could have made for an SUV aimed at Chinese families. And here's the mechanism behind it. Pure BEV SUVs above 400 kilometers of real-world range still carry heavy battery packs. We're talking 100 kilowatt-hours and above, which adds weight, cost, and charging anxiety on long trips. Extended-range architecture sidesteps that by pairing a smaller 40 to 50 kilowatt-hour battery with a petrol generator that never directly drives the wheels. The result is a car that behaves like an EV in the city but never leaves you stranded on a mountain pass in Yunnan. Li Auto cracked this formula first and rode it to monthly deliveries that regularly clear 40,000 units across their lineup. Huawei's Wenjie M9, priced around 500,000 yuan, proved the segment tolerates premium pricing when the product is right. Now, here's what nobody in the Western press is talking about. Xiaomi's own EV deliveries hit roughly 34,000 units in June, and reports suggest the company has been struggling to consistently break through the 40,000-unit ceiling on the SU7 alone. SkyNomad isn't just a new product, it's a volume unlock strategy. A separate brand means a separate buyer, a separate dealer conversation, and a separate sales funnel that doesn't cannibalize the SU7's sporty sedan identity. Compare this to how Volkswagen spun off Cupra from Seat to chase a younger, sportier buyer without muddying the Seat brand. Same parent company logic, different emotional territory. I think Xiaomi is running an almost identical play, just in reverse. The sub-brand goes upmarket and family-oriented while the mothership stays sporty. Let me be honest about something. 2 years ago, I said Xiaomi's car ambitions would stall at the premium sedan tier, that they'd sell SU7s to tech enthusiasts and never crack the family segment because they had zero brand equity with parents buying a car for school runs and grandparent road trips. I was wrong, or at least I was early in being wrong. The evidence that changed my mind is sitting in those leaked test car photos. Spy shots of what appears to be a SkyNomad prototype have surfaced from Yunnan, Xinjiang, and Chongqing, 3 provinces with radically different climates and road conditions. That's not a PR stunt. That's a real validation program covering altitude stress, desert heat, and urban congestion simultaneously. The vehicle count implied by sightings across that many locations suggests Xiaomi has more than a handful of mules out there. The interior leaks, and I want to be careful here because these are unconfirmed, suggest a wide-body cabin layout prioritizing rear passenger space, which is exactly the brief Li Auto wrote for the L9 when it launched at 459,800 yuan and immediately became the best-selling large SUV in China. If SkyNomad can deliver comparable rear legroom and a panoramic roof at, say, 300,000 to 350,000 yuan, it undercuts the Wenjie M9 by 30 to 40% while still sitting above the mass market. I'd argue that price corridor, 280,000 to 380,000 yuan, is the single most contested battleground in Chinese NEVs right now. BMW's iX sits in that zone. So does the Wenjie M7. Xiaomi entering with ecosystem integration. Imagine your Xiaomi phone, home devices, and car sharing a single AI layer. Is a genuine differentiator that neither BMW nor Li Auto can replicate quickly. Here's where I think this goes over the next 2 years, and I'll give you specific things to watch rather than vague predictions. First, watch Li Auto's monthly delivery numbers starting Q4 2025. If they dip below 35,000 units for 2 consecutive months, that's the market signaling that SkyNomad pre-orders are pulling buyers out of Li Auto's funnel even before the car ships. Li Auto's entire valuation thesis rests on holding the family EREV crown. Any crack in that armor will hit their stock harder than it hit Xiaomi's positively this week. Second, watch Huawei's Wenjie pricing. The M9 is currently anchored above 500,000 yuan, which gives it some insulation. But the M7, sitting closer to 280,000 yuan, is directly in SkyNomad's likely launch zone. If Huawei quietly introduces a refreshed M7 with a larger battery or a price cut before SkyNomad's official launch, you'll know they blinked. Third, and this one is underappreciated, the commercial war has already started. On the same day Xiaomi announced SkyNomad, a hashtag about an alleged SkyNomad crash video trended on Chinese social media. The timing was not a coincidence. This is a pattern we've seen before. It rhymes with the smear campaigns run against NIO during its 2019 liquidity crisis, where negative content flooded feeds right as the brand was most vulnerable to perception damage. Xiaomi will need to manage this aggressively. If SkyNomad launches before the end of 2026 and opens with more than 20,000 pre-orders in its first week, which is the threshold the Li Auto L9 set at its 2022 launch, I'll call this a confirmed disruption. Anything less, and it's a credible challenger, not yet a category killer. So, bullish or bearish on SkyNomad? Here's where I land. Cautiously bullish, with one condition. 3 things to remember from this. 1. Xiaomi's 9% stock jump on a sub-brand announcement tells you the market believes the family EREV SUV segment is large enough to absorb a well-funded new entrant, and Xiaomi has the ecosystem to justify a price premium over pure hardware rivals. 2. The real fight is not against Huawei's flagship M9, but against the mid-range M7 and Li Auto's L series, where a 300,000 yuan Xiaomi with full smart home integration would be genuinely disruptive. 3. The Day 1 smear campaign on Chinese social media is a signal, not noise. Whoever launched it is scared, and scared competitors make tactical mistakes. The condition for my bullish call: Xiaomi needs to ship before late 2026. Every month of delay is a month Li Auto uses to deepen customer loyalty through its over-the-air update cadence and its 800-plus service centers. Now I want to hear from you specifically. If SkyNomad launches at 320,000 yuan with a 1,200-kilometer combined range, does that pull you away from a Li Auto L9 or a Wenjie M7? Drop your number in the comments. I'll read every one. If you're new here, subscribe. I cover Chinese new energy vehicles every week with the numbers and the context Western media usually skips. Subscribe for weekly deep dives on Chinese new energy vehicles, the numbers and context Western media skips.